Northview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve all athletes in all sports. Whether you're an adult competing in sports you love,
Next, we want to look at Bishop Luers traveling to Concordia. It's been a tough couple of games for the Cadets after that big win against Southside. The defense is still very solid. It's the QB play ever since Brandon Davis went down. And on the other side of the ball, the Bishop Luers Knights suffered a tough loss last week against Homestead. But wow, that connection with Glenn and Carson Clark is starting to become something really special. Once again, Luers is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the postseason. But 199 yards passing with a touchdown. How many completions? 16 for Carson Clark. And receiving, Brody Glenn, 6 for 123 with one touchdown. Both these guys are only juniors.
Yeah, Brody Glenn's really emerging as Clark's go-to guy. He's a big play receiver. He's got a big body, high points the ball really well. I thought he performed really well in the scrimmage against Northside, and he's done a lot of good things so far this season. There's a good mark there with his 265 yards on the leaders board here locally. But they've got to run the ball. I mean, they cannot just rely on their passing game yet. They need to continue to run the ball. Ramon Anderson got dinged up early in last week's game, and that really hurt them offensively. Sir Hale ended up having a nice game and an 85-yard kickoff return to open the third quarter, but the Knights couldn't convert. And when I spoke with Kyle Lindsay this week, he was really, really disappointed in his team's toughness and their reaction to Homestead hitting them in the mouth early in the game, Jeff. And he said they just were flat. Their pregame was flat, and it showed, and they dug themselves a hole that they could not get out of. And against a 6A school like Homestead, you can't do that if you're Bishop Luers. They can't do it tonight against Concordia either. I mean, the Cadets, yeah, they haven't scored in back-to-back weeks. The first time that's happened since 1997. But Concordia is very capable, and they do have their quarterback, Brandon Davis, back in the saddle tonight. That'll make a huge difference for that offense. And Luers, let's face it, this year they've given up 48, 36, and 38 points. So their defense has been a weakness. With a healthy Concordia team, all their guys are back after missing several a week ago. I think this is a tough matchup for the Knights.
Yeah, if you look at all their leading tacklers, outside of Ben Rectanis, who's a senior, they're all juniors. Sir Hale with 10 tackles, and he had half a tackle for a loss. Krishawn Menson with 9 tackles. Mason Darling with 10. Isaiah Simmons with 8. Special junior class there, but in the same sense, this is the 2020 season for Bishop Luers, who I think is a team that's kind of on the rise, if you will. They're trending up here in the SAC and really are going to be a force in the postseason. Concordia, you got to believe, once they get Brandon Davis back, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, they're going to be fine, and they're also missing, I think, 2 starting offensive linemen a week ago. At a program like Concordia where you don't have a ton of depth to begin with, especially this year where they are so senior heavy, that's asking a lot. And the young quarterback, Eli Maddox, he did his very best, and he's going to be really good these next 2 years. But right now, this is Brandon Davis's team, and he had to be shut down because of quarantine. Having him back in the mix will do wonders for that Concordia offense. I'm sure Amir Drew is going to be really thrilled to see him back, so people can't focus exclusively on him. And I think one thing to keep an eye on tonight is not only Brandon Davis's passing ability, but his ability to run. When the pocket breaks down, maybe a designed quarterback draw or two, that to me is going to be the key tonight for Concordia's offense, his versatility. And I think that's why I had Concordia winning by 17.
Yeah, definitely no knock on the sophomore quarterback Maddox. It's just that Brandon Davis has been one of the top passers last year, number 2 passer in the SAC. He's just a real special player.
He is. And It's early, and he's missed 2 games, but he made really good decisions in that first win against Southside, 37-0, no interceptions. That's going to be the key to him. Can he cut those interceptions down? He had 20 last year. Can he turn that number, cut it in half, or better yet, even down to 4 or 5 or 6? That makes that offense so much better. And then it makes that defense almost unscorable against. I know that's not a word, but think about it. That defense is loaded, lights out. They're good at all 3 levels. And if you can punt the ball away and make a team go, 80, 90 yards against that defense versus an interception and a return down the sideline where you have a short field, that's going to make them that much better. You pointed out a couple of those guys. James Rusher, the sophomore, what a fantastic player he's becoming. Cam Vanderbosch leads the area with 3 interceptions from his corner position, does a great job coming up and filling against the run as well. I'm telling you, they got a great linebacking core, really, really good defense. Again, not a lot of depth, but what they put out there, their starting 11 is phenomenal. And they've kept Concordia in the game these last couple of weeks while the offense is sputtered. I think tonight we see what fans can expect from Concordia going forward, especially looking far ahead to the 3A play.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Concordia Lutheran High School here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is time for high school football, SAC football, here on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff. Brandon Porter is on camera tonight. And tonight we got a matchup for you between 2 1-2 teams, the Concordia Cadets and the Bishop Luers Knights. That's right, both these teams 1-2 on the season so far. Concordia took on Snyder last week and ended up losing that one. That was one of back-to-back losses for them. They lost here to Homestead by a score of 7-0 the week before. Meanwhile, Bishop Luers, they played Homestead just this past week. That was a loss for them. 38-13 was the final score there. Braden Hardwick put up 100 yards plus in that particular game, as he's done a couple of times already this season. Speaking of good rushers, Concordia, they've got a plenty good rusher, Amir Drew. He's rushed for over 70 yards in each of the last 2 games, so he's had quality performances. He had 170 yards in the victory over Southside. You would imagine that they'll probably look to him early and often in this particular game. And one player who is back for Concordia is Brandon Davis at quarterback. He has missed the last 2 weeks because of COVID-19 related issues. If I'm not mistaken, he himself did not have COVID, but was in contact with someone who did, and because of that had to sit out 2 weeks, had to take 14 days off of football, and now he's back and ready to play. So he's going to get the start tonight, and Concordia certainly has missed his services the last couple of weeks. Eli Maddox, he's a young quarterback. He'd been taken over at quarterback, but Davis, I have been told, will get the start tonight. And speaking of quarterbacks, the quarterback who's had the start for the first 3 weeks of the season for Bishop Luers is Carson Clark. He has thrown for over 50%, completed 50% of his passes, 50% plus that is. That was not the case last year. So he's certainly improved as far as completion percentage goes. And he has found a great connection with Brody Glenn. Brody Glenn has racked up over 100 yards receiving each of the last 2 weeks. So what a great target he has proven to be in these last couple weeks of the season. Now, for Bishop Luers, they're trying to avoid the losing streak. They've lost both their home games. Their only win of the season came in a offensive shootout against Wayne earlier this season, not too far away from where Luers is located. Luers was able to get the win in that one, but their losses have come against both Homestead and Carroll, and they were blowout losses. Carroll is playing some really good football right about now, and Homestead, they showed Luers that they're still capable of putting up quite a few points on the board. Well, let's go ahead and get a word in from our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of skills. Foundation of life skills, that is. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. That's AndersonCoolHeat.com. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican recipes are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elaztecarestaurant.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza. By the way, Blaze Pizza, they make some pretty good pizza over there anyway, but they're not one of our sponsors. Anyway, Concordia taking on Bishop Luers tonight. They're just about ready to get things started. They're announcing the starting lineups as we speak. And again, Brandon Davis will get the start at quarterback for Concordia. He had not been available in the weeks prior, but he is available and ready to go tonight. It looks like the officials are just about ready to have the coin toss. There comes Luers out onto the field. We will be right back after this break. You're watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
We are back, just about ready to get things started between the Concordia Cadets and the Knights of Bishop Luers. It will be Concordia to get the opening kickoff, so we will see that offense that includes Amir Drew, Brandon Davis, and a talented group of wide receivers, including Luke Speckard. He's made some nice plays these last few games. Also, Tyler Grossman, he's been one of the top receivers for Concordia these last couple of years. So look for him to be somebody who can make some quality plays as the game goes on. Again, Concordia will get the ball to start the first quarter. They will send Tyler Grossman back there to return the opening kick. Looks like he's going to be all alone back there. Now, Amir Drew also going back. Looks like he may return this kick. Or be set to return. And Cam Johnson going to be back there as well. The ball is on the tee. And waiting there to kick it away is Roel Pineda.
Back to receive for the Cadets is Cam Johnson.
And this game is almost underway. The ball fell off the tee. Fans were just about ready for the kickoff. They were pounding their feet into the stands and ready to get this game underway. But now the ball's on the tee, properly on the tee, and we are underway from Zollner Stadium. And it will be Amir Drew. His first touch of the game comes on a kickoff return, and he lunges out across the 30-yard line. Again, Amir Drew is the starting running back, and he's likely to get a number of touches in the backfield, even with the healthy Brandon Davis back in the lineup at quarterback. And we'll see if they start out with Davis throwing the ball. This game last year, which Concordia won 49-21, Davis threw for, I believe it was 246 yards passing. He was 12 for 16. The completion percentage was there. The efficiency was there. He's got Drew the lone back with 4 wide receivers on the field in this spread formation. It will be Drew getting the handoff, trying to bust through, and he turns what would have been a short gain into a 4-yard gain, make that a 3-yard gain. Line of scrimmage was the 31-yard line. He gains 3 on the play. So a solid gain there on first down. Drew averaged just over 4 yards per carry in the game against Snyder last week over at Spooler Stadium. Averaged just a shade under 4 yards per carry in the loss to Homestead the week before. Same formation once again. Luers in a nickel coverage. Try and cover all the receivers that Concordia has on the field. Davis to throw. A quick hitter. That looked like early contact. Sir Hale with the coverage on Jace Parnan. No flag down on the play. It will be 3rd and long. A bang-bang play, and some of those are going to be let go. Even though at first it looked like it might have been a little early contact. Again, some of those are going to get let go. It's a bang-bang play. These officials, they have to make judgment calls all over the field. And Davis will go back out there after getting the play from the sideline. Head coach Tim Manigal. Both these head coaches, by the way, bring a lot of experience to the table. Tim Manigal in his 11th year as the head coach at Concordia. Kyle Lindsay, I believe, is in his 8th year as the head coach at Luers. If I'm not mistaken, he was on staff when his dad, Matt Lindsay, coached. Pump fake by Davis, looking to throw. Now running out of time. He's going to tuck it and run and get when he can. He's a dangerous runner, and he's got the first down. Continues to battle with tacklers, but forward progress should give him the first down as he's out to about, one official says the 42. The other one seems to be suggesting the 43. But either way, it is a first down for Davis. And Concordia moves the chains. They are placing the ball at the 43. Again, that is plenty for the first down. Davis, a very capable runner. Even though Drew is the leading rusher for this team, Davis not afraid to take off and run. He's certainly not a run-first quarterback, but when he needs to, he's not only willing to take off and run, he's good at it. As you just saw on that last play. Now back to Drew they go, and a hole opens up right up the middle, and he moves the chains across the 45. Good blocking out in front, and Drew was able to find space to get the first down. Bubba Craig helped to create a running lane for Drew. Bubba Craig, a big 6'8", 340 offensive lineman. He's a sophomore, by the way. And now Drew will line up once again in the shotgun behind Davis. Davis in the shotgun, I should say. And Drew lines up behind him in the pistol. Davis looks to throw. Has time. Gonna take a shot. Man is wide open. And it's hauled in. Scotty Van Landingham had to make the adjustment, but the catch is made, and Van Landingham has the Cadets in striking distance.
Puts the Cadets on the 4-yard line. First and goal.
Makes it first and goal. That's Davis's first completion of the day. He's 1 for 2 with a good run on 3rd and long to get a first down and keep this drive alive. And, you know, you'll look back to plays like that over the course of this game and perhaps think, well, what a momentum booster that was. Should say perhaps you'll think that, depending on how this game plays out. Right now, of course, Concordia has things going with a first and goal at the 4-yard line in Luers territory. Handoff is to Drew. Picks his way in for the touchdown. And the Cadets strike first here at Zollner. And by the way, I should mention, that is Concordia's first touchdown at the new and improved Zollner Stadium. Oh, they've scored plenty of touchdowns here, but since the new field turf was laid, their only home game resulted in a shutout loss to Homestead. That will not be the case tonight as they get on the board first. Now, right now, Cam Johnson is running out onto the field late. Concordia is waiting to snap it. Clock is down. Was down to 25 seconds, but the kick by Joe Gutman is good, so Johnson apparently was able to get out there on time, and Concordia takes the early 7-0 lead. Amir Drew with the rushing touchdown. Back after this here on SummitCitySports.com. Concordia about to kick it off. Amir Drew recently punching it in for 6. After a drive that featured a big run for a first down by Brandon Davis, and then Scotty Van Landingham followed that up with an acrobatic catch inside the 5-yard line. It would have been a touchdown had a ball not been thrown a little bit behind him, but he makes the grab nonetheless. There's a little squib kick to the near side of the field, and Luers does come up with it. It's returned out to about the 34-yard line.
That was an 8-yard return by number 24.
And that is Nick Thompson, the sophomore and a multi-sport athlete here at Bishop Luers. He also plays basketball. He got some good minutes on the varsity team last year that ended up winning the SAC, varsity boys basketball team, that is. And that was as a freshman. So Carson Clark will start this drive at quarterback. We'll see if they rely on him to throw the ball early here on this drive or if they go to the ground. Looks like Ramon Anderson in the backfield. He is indeed the starting running back for this game. He's one of the 2 backs frequently used in this scheme. They'll fake it to him on first down. Clark going right down the middle, tipped in the air, and incomplete. A one-on-one ball that was nearly caught. But Braden Payne able to stay with Thompson the whole way and make a play on it.
Once again, that Zollner Stadium. In Zollner Stadium, masks aren't expected, and we do expect that you be socially distanced.
Well, Carson Clark started for the first time last year in the game against Dwenger. That's a tough ask for just about anybody. Although his completion percentage for the season was under 50%. I've talked with him before, and he said that varsity experience certainly helped in his development. Here's a toss sweep to the left side. This is Krishawn Menson. Menson trying to get to the marker, and he gets a good gain there on 2nd and long. He got about 9. Krishawn Menson, the Northrop transfer, able to get most of the yardage needed, but there is a flag down, so we'll check the penalty. And it's holding against the Knights, so it's going to bring it right back.
Is holding against the Knights.
And so what would have been 3rd and 1 is now going to be 2nd down and 23, it looks like. They're set to mark the ball down at the 22-yard line in Luers territory. And yes, the down will remain 2nd. That would have gone as a pass play because of the toss. The toss went forward. Had the play stood, but again, it comes back because of the hold. Clark looks to throw. Running out of time. Cannot escape, and down he goes, and the ball comes out. I think they might be saying that he was down, but it's Isaiah Rusher with the sack for Concordia.
But it looks like they marked him down before the fumble.
So with the holding penalty and the sack, that's back-to-back negative plays for Luers, and now it's going to be 3rd, and it looks like 30. That's NFL blitz down and distance. If you're not sure what NFL blitz is, it's a video game that was out in around the late 90s. I grew up during that time period, and I played it a few times during my growing up years. Coming up on 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, here's Clark looking to throw. Running out of time, across the middle, into coverage, and it's picked off. It's Cam Johnson coming back the other way. Shakes a tackle, still on his feet, and he's gone! A pick 6 for Johnson! The Concordia defense putting on a show these last couple of plays, but hold on a second. There's a flag on the play. So we'll see if the play stands. Now, if the foul occurred after the interception, even if it's on Concordia, the play would stand. It is against Concordia. So it looks like that's going to wipe out the touchdown. But Concordia will keep the football.
That was a call against the Cadets. Which means...
So Concordia keeps the ball, but they don't get the touchdown. But that'll bring the offense right back out onto the field. Of course, the last time Concordia had the ball offensively, Amir Drew punched it in for 6. Davis looks to throw, fakes the screen, takes a shot downfield, has a man there. It's Parnan, and he stumbles in for the touchdown. Jace Parnan, the brother of a Cadet receiver, hauls it in for 6, and Concordia is out to a 13-0 lead over Luers. A touchdown run for Amir Drew, and then a touchdown pass for Brandon Davis. And so far, Concordia's athletes starting to make a big impact. And they're out to a 13-0 lead. The extra point by Gutman is up and good.
Way to go, Joe. That kick is good.
14-0 in Concordia's favor. And we will take another look at our last replay, brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. This was right after the interception by Cam Johnson. The touchdown, the pick 6, I should say, did not stand, but this touchdown is good, no doubt about it. Jace Parnan, a leaping grab, and goes tumbling in right over the goal line for the touchdown. So after 2 weeks of not being able to play, Brandon Davis looking pretty good to start the season. He did not have a touchdown pass in Concordia's first game of the season against Southside. That's the only game he had played in up till this point. So that was his first touchdown pass of the season.
Back to receive for the Knights is number 2, Sergey.
And a short little kick. That's a live football, but it is picked up on the run, and that's Menson on the return. Menson with space to the left side and gets out of bounds across the 45-yard line.
That kick was returned by number 20, Krishawn Menson. It was a 19-yard return.
A 19-yard return there, and Luers will come out for its second possession of the game. Well, turnovers certainly hurt Luers in their game against Carroll. That was the opener. They had a muffed kickoff return, or I should say a fumbled kickoff return on the opening kickoff, and then Carroll took over in prime position, took advantage, and on to force, I believe it was 4 turnovers total in that game, Carroll did. And they ended up running away from Luers before the night was all said and done. 48-14 was the final. Handoff goes to Anderson, had nowhere to go at first, bouncing it to the outside, and then gets ridden down. Sam Hudson, one of the many guys in on that tackle. And he gets a little help as well from Logan Narwhal-Settle. Narwhal-Settle actually was the first to get there to make contact. I think Dontrell Johnson was in on that tackle as well. Dontrell Johnson, a junior defensive back. You'll likely see a lot of him, perhaps a lot of balls thrown his way. But he's a quality defensive back. There's a lot of quality defensive backs out there, including Cam Vanderbosch. He's in man coverage at the bottom of your screen. Concordia sends 4. Clark, running out of time, goes to the sideline, and incomplete. That ball looked like it was going to be caught by Antoine Lake. He got position against Vanderbosch. It looked like Vanderbosch had pretty good coverage on him, but Lake was able to make the adjustment. Lake did everything right except catch the football. So it's going to be 3rd down and 15. Luers has found themselves going backwards these last couple drives. They don't have a positive play yet. .6:57 left to go here in the first quarter. This is 3rd and 15. Clark with a low snap, only a 3-man rush. He goes to the sideline, and the pass is caught, but was he in bounds? He was. It's short of the first down, though. Antoine Lake with the grab, and now Kyle Lindsay will have a decision to make. That's going to be 4th and 3. Does he bring the punt team out, or does he go for it? Looks like he's going to go for it. Carson Clark is still out there. And, yep, he's going to go for it. Wants to get something going offensively for Luers. And, yeah, if you punt, you can pin the Cadettes deep. But so far, Concordia's offense has been clicking. Here's Clark to throw. Gets a block from his running back. Throws it downfield. Man is wide open. And it's hauled in. A little tumbling grab by Jaden Hill. And a big conversion for Luers as they move the chains. We'll get another look at it here in just a second on the Traction AP replay. And Jaden Hill got out wide into space. Good protection first of all, and then Hill, little reaching grab as Clark was able to get it to him, and Hill gets him inside the Concordia 15-yard line. So Luers now with their first red zone trip of the game, and the gamble pays off. Clark out of the gun. He'll hand this one off to Anderson, trying to stretch it wide. Anderson turns it upfield, but then gets dragged down by a host of defenders. They'll mark him, and it looks like the 9-yard line. And again, another one of those plays that you may look back to over the course of this game on that 4th down conversion and say, well, that was a huge boost for this Luers team. And we'll see what happens as this game goes on, but Luers is knocking on the door now. This is 2nd and about 6, maybe 7 it looks like. Looks like they need to get down to about the 2-yard line to get a first down. They fake the handoff, a throwback screen, and it's incomplete. went too high in the direction of Anderson.
With that pass brings up 3rd down for the Knights.
And that's going to make it 3rd down for Bishop Luers. Now you're in position where if it's 3rd and short, even if it's 4th and long, you could go for it on 4th down. Right now it's 3rd and about 6. Now that could change with a negative play. Clark throws out in the flat, has a man, and it's almost intercepted. He was looking for Menson, and Braden Payne nearly picked it off.
4th down for the Knights. It was broken up by number 11, Concordia's Braden Payne.
So on 4th down, it looks like Coach Lindsey's going to leave the offense out there. And they're going to go for it on 4th and 6. Looks like Luers would need to get down to the 2-yard line to move the chains. They've already converted a 4th down on this drive already. Can they do it again? If they don't get it, they'll likely set Concordia deep in their own territory. They go with the jet sweep. This is Menson trying to get to the edge, tripped up, and he is down. Ruled down on the play. And again, if any part of the player's body beside the hand or foot ends up on the ground, then the runner is down. Right now, the call on the field is down. The call on the field's not going to change. The officials are not getting together, and of course, they can't go to instant replay and change the call. Now, we can go to instant replay, the Traction AP replay, that is, and show you what happened on this jet sweep. Yeah, we'll see, does the arm go down here? I saw the hand go down. Did not see any other part of his body go down. Again, hand down does not matter. But the call on the field was that he was down, and every call at this level is indeed a judgment call. Looking for the toss. They get the toss to Drew, and Drew bursts into the secondary. Drew in a foot race across midfield. 2 men trying to catch him. They finally drag him down across the 30-yard line. A huge run by Amir Drew, and this Concordia offense looks like it's clicking once again.
The Cadets now have the ball on the 28-yard line. 1st and goal.
And after starting deep in their own territory, the Cadets now have the ball inside the 30-yard line of Luers. We'll take another look at it here. And what's so noticeable is Davis got it off at just the nick of time, and then Drew just goes racing down the field for a huge gain. This is Tyler Grossman going in motion. Drew looks to throw. He sets up the screen to Grossman, a low throw, and Grossman is cut down from underneath by Sir Hale.
Was received by number 4, Tyler Grossman, but he is taken down in the backfield for
And that, I believe, is the first negative play for Concordia in this game.
He was taken down by R.J. Hogue of the Knights.
Coming up on 4 minutes to play, a jet sweep here to Cam Johnson. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks a second, breaks a third, still on his feet. And there goes Johnson down the sideline. He's gone. Cam Johnson, known especially for what he does on the defensive side. He's a safety, getting it done in the jet sweep at wide receiver. And Concordia has a 20-0 lead. And 2 plays allow the Cadets to punch it in for 6. So this is Joe Gutman on for the PAT to try and make it 21-0 in Concordia's favor. They get the snap down. The kick is good. So Gutman is 3 for 3 in the game. Cam Johnson with the second Concordia rushing touchdown in the game, and I beg your pardon, it was actually a 3-play drive that Concordia just put together, but nonetheless, they take the lead 21-0. And we'll show it to you here on the Traction AP replay. Beg your pardon there. Yeah, there we go. There's the jet sweep to Johnson. Looked for a couple of moments as if Luers might have him dead to rights, but he broke, I believe it was 3 tackles, and then took it all the way in for the touchdown. You miss a guy once, it's hard to ask for a second chance to tackle him. But Concordia is pouring it on here at Zollner Stadium. And if you're a Concordia alum, you're probably thinking, why couldn't we do this in week 1? But they're happy to do it in week 2, I beg your pardon, was their last home game against Homestead. But they're certainly happy to come out with the start that they had today. An angled kick headed toward the sideline, and it goes out of bounds.
That kick goes out of bounds, and there's a...
It's going to be brought out to the 35-yard line in a game where things have been going so well for Concordia. They're going to give Luers good field position here. And, if you haven't been to Zollner Stadium lately, they do have a Jumbotron now, a big video scoreboard out there on the north side of the stadium over by Anthony Boulevard. And just a moment ago, it was showing a referee. It looks like Luers is going to make him re-kick. Well, Luers would have had good field position at the 35-yard line. Instead, they're going to make Concordia kick it off again. And the ball falls off the tee. It is rather windy here at Zollner Stadium. And also worth pointing out, a lot of the athletic fields at Concordia are here across the street from the main campus. Masucci Field, the baseball stadium, is right next door to Zollner. That one skips past Sir Hale, and now he recovers it. Had to backtrack a little bit, and Sir Hale has dropped it. He loses the football. Looks like he did not. Held on to it, and Luers will keep possession. So they'll start this drive from their own 22-yard line.
It is 1st and 10 for the Knights.
So the Knights will take over after their last 2 drives have ended on an interception and then a turnover on downs. They did convert on a 4th down on the last drive, but then moments later they were not able to convert. On a 4th and 6 inside the 15. But here's Carson Clark operating out of the shotgun. Clark takes the snap, looks to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll take off and run. And he slides down, takes a huge hit, and here comes a flag. Is that going to be a targeting call?
There's a flag on the play after that short gain by number 10.
I think the hit was made by number 40, Matt Gegline. And Clark was going to the ground. They may simply get him for unnecessary run. No, it is going to be targeting.
That penalty is against the Cadets, which advances.
So that'll move Luers up across the 40 to the 42.
44-yard line. 42-yard line.
So big penalty there on Concordia, and it moves Luers out to the 42 on a play where it looked like Clark had given himself up. He looks to throw here, gets some pressure, running out of time, now finds some space, and goes down again.
After a short gain.
Didn't slide that time, so I think the hit that time was obviously legit. And just a 3-yard gain on the play. 2nd down and 7. We're inside 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Concordia with a 21-0 lead, taking advantage of a couple of Luers turnovers. Clark looking for the quick release. On the second effort, it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Dontrell Johnson jumped the route and nearly stole one.
Brings up third down for the Knights.
The Jumbotron here at Concordia just a moment ago said amazing. Now it's spelling out the word amazing. It's funny the stuff you can do when you have a video scoreboard, as Concordia now does. And indeed, it was amazing as far as the ability to jump the route, and definitely would have been a tough catch even if Johnson had pulled it in. 3rd and 7, Clark looks to throw. Goes to the sideline, high throw, incomplete. It was off the hands of Johnny Sewell, the multi-sport athlete. Plays at least 3 sports at Luers. He plays basketball and baseball in addition to football, but Luers is going to have to punt this one away. I believe that's Evan Linker to punt it away. And that's a short punt. That might have gone off the side of his foot. It does take a Luers bounce. They'll continue to let it roll. It looked like that had just a little bit more bounce in it. But Tony Allen will down it at the 36-yard line. And Concordia, whose offense has been firing on just about all cylinders so far today, will have good field position to start this drive. 2:32 to go in the first quarter. And then Brandon Davis back out there for the Cadets. Again, he has missed the last 2 games because of COVID-related issues. If I remember right, he himself did not have COVID, but was in contact with someone who did, so he had to sit out the next 2 weeks. There's a snap to Davis, gets some pressure, dancing to the outside, wants to throw. Now he'll tuck it and run, and he'll get the first down and get into Luers territory. Second carry of the game for Brandon Davis, and once again, it's a good one. Now, worth pointing out here on this play, as we take a look at the Traction AP replay, Davis was not necessarily looking to run here. You see, as he escapes to the outside, still looking to throw, but then realized he had the running lane and went ahead and took it. Again, not looking to run right away, was looking to throw the ball, but when the lane opened up and he saw that he had it, that's when he took it. Amir Drew lines up behind Davis in the backfield. And he will take the handoff straight up the middle. Good gain on first down, and Drew dragging tacklers to get the first down again.
Amir Drew on the carry.
An 11-yard gain and a Cadet first down. Drew is coming off of back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He's coming off back-to-back 70-plus yard performances in the ground game. I believe he had over 200 yards in last year's sectional championship against Peru. That was a big win for Concordia. Already up 21-0 here, trying to pour it on. Fake the handoff. Davis rolls to his right, throws on the run. Pass is almost intercepted. R.J. Hogue had a beat on it. I think he was looking for Parnan out there in the flat, and it was Parnan who was the intended receiver. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Second down and 10 from the 36-yard line. This drive started at Concordia's 36-yard line. So they've moved the ball a good 28 yards to the opposite 36. Davis on the option, a toss to Drew. Bouncing it to the outside, still on his feet, and gets the first down and stumbles across the 25.
Good enough for another first down for the Cadets.
And the drive continues for a Concordia offense that has already been red hot. I'm not mistaken, Brandon Davis is 2 for 4 so far in the game. Does have a touchdown pass. The one in the direction of Jace Parnan. Davis looks to throw here. Goes right down the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Grossman right up the seam. And Grossman had space. Looked like Davis might have just put it out in front of him a little bit. And he went 12 for 16 in this game last year, threw for over 240 yards. Not too far from here at Northrop High School, Carroll leads Northrop 21-6, and there you see the other scores from the SAC. What a close game over there at Northside. 8-7, Wayne with the lead. Northside, by the way, is not too far from Concordia High School. It's got to be about a 5-minute drive, if I'm not mistaken. Davis sets up the screen to Drew, gets a block, gets another, a couple more blocks, and that's going to be a first down. Down to about the 10-yard line for Drew, and Concordia continues to move the chains. And yes, it is about a 5-minute drive. It's exactly a 5-minute drive, it looks like, to Northside High School from here. I believe that's where Tim Atkinson is tonight, doing that game in a battle between 1 and 2 teams, and sounds like it's a good one so far. So Davis now 3 for 6 in the passing game, and Concordia sets up with a 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line, it looks like. They get the snap off and go with the jet sweep. And I believe that's Grossman. It is indeed, and he's pushed backwards.
Number 4, Tyler Grossman.
Looked like forward progress was stopped at the 22-yard line, and that's where he'll be marked down. Concordia will not have to run another play before the quarter comes to an end, but they will be backed up further than they wanted to be after that last play when the second quarter begins. Down to 1 second, and now the clock has hit 0, so the first quarter is in the books. Concordia leading 21-0. We'll be right back for the start of the second here after this break on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
About ready to start the second quarter. Concordia leading 21-0. And they're going to have the ball at their 23-yard line in Luers territory. That's after a loss of 13 on the previous play on what was a 1st and goal from the 10. Concordia offense that has been clicking so well up until that last negative play. Got Drew in the backfield. They fake it to him. Davis looks to throw. Takes a shot towards the end zone. Man is there in coverage, and it's incomplete. Ramon Anderson and Krishawn Menson were there in coverage. Parnan was the intended receiver. And it's going to be 3rd and long, and it'll be an interesting decision if Concordia does end up in a 4th down situation here. Do they go for it or bring out Joe Gutman to kick the field goal? But they've got 3rd down to deal with before we get there. The lineup in the pistol with 3 wide receivers to the near side. Davis looks to throw. Lofts it to the sideline. Little back shoulder and a flag. Anderson did not like the call. I'm not sure if that's going to give Concordia an automatic first down. It's a 15-yard penalty. They're at the 23-yard line, and it was 3rd and goal. But it is pass interference on Anderson. So it's going to be 3rd and goal. Concordia is going to get closer to the end zone, but they're not going to get an automatic first down, I don't think. Ball's been reset at the 11-yard line, going half the distance to the goal on the penalty. And again, Davis will operate from the pistol. With Drew behind him, he looks to throw. Now rolls the other way. Throws the last-second man there at the corner, but it's incomplete. He had Grossman right along the sideline and sailed it just a little bit above his reach. And with that, Concordia does bring on some new personnel. We'll see if they kick the field goal here or if they go for it on 4th down. Drew's coming off, so is Scotty Van Landingham. And yes, they are going to kick the field goal. Joe Gutman will come on to attempt what looks to be a 29-yard field goal. Jace Parnan to hold. They get it down. The kick is up, and it is good. So Joe Gutman adds to the Concordia lead. They get down into the red zone and settle for 3, but they add to their lead. 24-0 is the score. All Cadets so far in this game. Well, Carroll now leads at 28-6 over Northrop. They were up 21-6 in that game earlier. Northside has now taken the lead over Wayne. 13-8 is the score. And our game of the week has Leo leading New Haven 14-0. That's a Northeast 8 conference matchup. Still waiting to get an update on what the score is from Snyder versus Southside. But we have that update. It's tied 7-7.
Back to receive for Luers is number 2, Sir Hale.
Sir Hale back to receive the kickoff.
And number 24, Nick Thompson.
Well, Southside, they're probably glad to be back home after back-to-back road games. There's an onside kick, and it looks like it was fielded by Luers. Garrett Schweiderman was the one who fell on top of it for the Knights, and the Knights are going to get good field position out of this.
The region's only specialized athletic rehabilitation program. Our highly certified sports specialized physical therapist use the latest in injury rehabilitation.
Well, this is the 4th possession of the game for Luers. Their first 2 possessions ended in turnovers, an interception, and then a turnover on downs on the 2nd possession. 3rd possession ended in a punt. But they'll look to take advantage of some good field position. Perhaps they're looking to the Kansas City Chiefs for some motivation. They came back from 24-0 down to the Houston Texans in last year's divisional playoffs. Pressure comes, Clark gets it away, and it's incomplete. He had very little time to work with. I think that was Sam Hudson bringing the pressure for Concordia. Looked like number 25. That is Hudson's number. And Hudson, he's a guy who played at linebacker up until this year. He's been moved to the secondary. Had great pass rushing ability, but this year finds himself in the defensive back core. Clark operating from the shotgun. They send a man in motion. The handoff goes to Anderson, and he's tackled from behind. Cooper Harris with the shoestring grab and the tackle for loss.
4 yards on the play. He's brought down by Cooper Harris.
Heck of a play coming from behind. And it's going to be 2nd down and 14. 3rd and 14, I beg your pardon, after the negative play. Clark to throw, gets pressure, running out of time, and down he goes. Narwhal Settle got in there, as did big number 60, Isaiah Rusher. And the Cadets get the combo sack to force the punt. 2 turnovers and 2 3-and-outs forced by this Concordia defense. It's a defense that had a lot of great experience returning coming into the season, and you just saw 2 of those returning talented players, Isaiah Rusher and Logan Narwhal Settle, and now whistles blow right before the punt. As Evan Linker was just about to send that one away. False start is the call on Luers. So they'll bring it right back out. And Linker sends the punt away, a short one. And that's going to take a Concordia bounce and be down just shy of midfield, about the 49.5-yard line, if you will. So with 10 minutes on the clock, Concordia takes over with good field position, great field position, in fact, leading 24-0. This is their 5th possession of the game. They've scored touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, then a field goal on their 4th and most recent. They're actually going to mark it right at the 49, not the 49.5. Pistol formation, twin wide receivers to either side as Davis awaits the snap. He'll look to throw here on 1st down. Wants to take a shot. Now Davis is flushed. He'll take off and get what he can, and it's a good gain there on 1st down. He gets out to about the 47-yard line, a 4-yard gain on the play. I mentioned a lot of the athletic facilities here at Concordia are here across the street from Concordia High School's main campus. You've got Masucci Field, which is the baseball stadium here at Concordia High School. Right behind the football stadium, actually. You may see it come into view over the course of this game. The tennis courts are right to my right, to the right of the field from where our camera is situated. And to the right of that, the Concordia softball stadium. Snap to Davis. He hands off to Drew. Picks his way off the left side, pounding his way to the marker, and gets the 1st down. A good, tough run after contact by Amir Drew. And he continues to pad the stats on his great rushing night. And 2 plays in, Concordia has moved the ball down to the 40-yard line. Inside 9 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Davis rolls to his right, looking for a throwback. Wants the deep ball, but it's too strong. I believe that was Speckard who was racing deep down the field. Now, check that. It was Scotty Van Landingham. My apologies there. The dark red crimson numbers on these black jerseys can be a little confusing. A little hard to tell sometimes. And now here comes a flag well after the play was over.
And there is a flag on the play.
I think they just called a sideline warning. the flag came in as Davis was on the sideline talking to head coach Tim Manigal, and Manigal's over there. Looks like he's wondering, wait a minute, what was that all about? If I'm not mistaken, again, the signal was sideline warning. But it doesn't look like there's going to be any loss of yardage or anything like that. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Snap to Davis. He looks to throw, running out of time, flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and has a man wide open. Down the sideline, it's Parnan, dives for the goal line, touchdown! Jace Parnan with his 2nd score of the game. 2nd TD pass of the game for Brandon Davis. And in just a moment after this PAT, we'll get a look at it on the Traction AP replay. But again, Joe Gutman will have to come out and kick this extra point. Concordia has opened up a 30-0 lead over Bishop Luers. They went to Luers last year and won 49-21. The snap is down. The kick is good. 31-0 Concordia with the lead. And again, let's take another look at the last touchdown on the Traction AP replay. This is Davis perhaps doing his best Patrick Mahomes impression. Yeah, that looked like a sidearm zinger to me as he found Parnan racing down the sideline, and Parnan couldn't have been much more open there. Did a great job getting down the sideline, and once he got it, there was only one man who had a chance at him. That one man was Krishawn Menson, but he couldn't quite catch him. And it's 31-0 Concordia with the lead. Well, it looks like Northrop is driving in their game against Carroll. They're down 28-6. Southside and Snyder still tied at 7. And it looks as though Wayne has just scored. Scoreboard shows 13-8, but yep, they just scored. Now 14-13. And Leo's still leading New Haven 14-0. That's over at New Haven High School. And a squib kick, I should say. It's picked up on the run by number 24, Nick Thompson. Thompson trying to dance away from tacklers, and he goes tumbling down across the 40-yard line. So it will be good field position for the Bishop Luers Knights as they take over down 31-0. I know that's a term normally used in soccer, but of course, speaking of soccer, here at Zollner Stadium, they now play soccer. Concordia's varsity soccer teams now use this field for their soccer games. They used to play over at Krager Park, not too far from New Haven. I mentioned New Haven High School. You can, depending on where you're coming from, you can go past Krager Park on the way to New Haven. Brandon Davis goes out of the shotgun. Carson Clark goes out of the shotgun. Clark fakes the handoff, throws right across the middle. That is complete in traffic. About an 8-yard gain, maybe 9. And that is Krishawn Menson who makes the catch. Well, so far we have yet to see Carson Clark target Brody Glenn. Glenn has been his top receiver these last few weeks. Now, a lot of that's a credit to the job that this Concordia secondary has done. And this is a very talented Concordia secondary, full of great athletes. There's one of them at the bottom of your screen. That's Cam Vanderbosch. He's the younger brother of Jalen Vanderbosch, who played both wide receiver and defensive back here at Concordia. They set up the screen to the far side, and that is read brilliantly. Braden Payne. And with a hit like that, you can bring some pain.
Braden Payne on that tackle for a loss of 3 yards by the Knights. Brings up 3rd down and 5.
A loss of 3 on the play, make it 3rd and 5. And just as I was talking about this great Concordia secondary, you just saw evidence of it. Braden Payne making a great tackle for loss in the open field. 3rd and 5 coming up, and Clark again will operate from the shotgun. Three down for Concordia. They will send extra pressure. Clark looks to throw across the middle. That is caught by Krishawn Menson. And it looked like he had the first down when his forward progress was stopped.
Does not look like it's enough for a first down.
But maybe not. They're marking it at the 50. He needed to get to the 49 to move the chains. And it looks like a timeout has been taken. Might have caught the Luers offense by surprise because they had just broken huddle as the timeout had been signaled by the referee. But either way, they do take a timeout. We'll take one right along with them here on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Well, this is 4th and 1 for Bishop Luers, and they are going to go for it, it looks like. And they need to get some points, and they need to get them quick, down 31-0 as we're halfway through the second quarter. 6:17 to go in the quarter. They've got Devon Doty in as the up back for Ramon Anderson. It will be Anderson getting the call straight ahead. It's going to be close. Looks like he's got it. The spot gives him the 48-yard line, and unless the officials get together and discuss this, it's going to be a first down for Luers. It is a first down. Looks like there's no discussion needed.
Number 20.
Actually just got it across the 49-yard line. I beg your pardon, that was actually Menson who got the carry.
First down for the Knights. It is 1st and 10.
Krishawn Menson, the Northrop transfer.
With the ball on the 49-yard line.
Speaking of Northrop, they have scored against Carroll. They're down 28-12. 16-13 now is the score. Wayne leading north side. Clark will go under center here on 1st and 10. He fakes the handoff, looks to throw, takes a shot downfield, one-on-one, incomplete. Brilliantly covered by Braden Payne. He was looking for Nick Thompson, the sophomore wideout, but Payne was all over him.
Carroll versus Northrop. Carroll leading 28-12.
And you see that score, Dwenger versus Homestead. They're scoreless. Well, the final score of their game last year at Bishop Dwenger High School was 17-15, but that's not to say that there was no offense in that game. If I'm not mistaken, Brendan Lytle had over 200 yards passing in that game, and I know for a fact that Braden Hardwick had over 200 yards rushing in that game. Little mix-up there on the jet sweep, and that's going to go for a negative play. Isaiah Simmons took the handoff. He was lined up at tight end and went down at the 50-yard line. This Concordia defense has done a heck of a job tonight.
Brings up 3rd down for the Knights.
Tim Manigal calling out the play to his defensive guys. Of course, Tim Manigal, if I'm not mistaken, used to coach the wide receivers. Actually, last year, he did coach the wide receivers, even though he is, of course, the head coach. Focused a lot on the wide receivers last year. And if I'm not mistaken, he was on staff here at Concordia back when Jason Dorfler played here. Jason Dorfler, of course, is now the head coach at Northrop. His team was off to a 2-1 start. Now, there's still a lot of football to be played in that game against Carroll. But when we last heard, they were down 28-12. Snap to Clark. He throws the screen. On the far side, that's Sewell. And Sewell goes out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. That's short of the first down, but we'll see if Luers decides to keep the offense on the field. I think they're going to on this 4th and 3. They converted on 4th and 1 just a few plays ago. 4.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Concordia will blitz. Clark looks to throw. Throws on the run, and it's intercepted. Snagged out of the air by Braden Payne, and he's still on his feet. Takes it out to the 49-yard line, and Concordia takes over in prime field position. Have a night, Braden Payne. Couple of pass breakups, a tackle for loss. And now an interception. We'll show it to you here on the Traction AP replay. Clark able to get out of the pocket, but Payne just leaped up in the air. How about that athletic ability? Almost got it back to midfield, but gave his offense the ball back in excellent field position. That's the second interception by Concordia in this game. Handoff to Drew, goes right up the middle, and a good gain on first down. Stumbles his way out to the 45.
Drew with the carry and a gain of 6 yards. Brings up second down for the Cadets.
Now with that pick, Bishop Luers is now 2 for 4 on 4th downs today.
He was brought down by number 73.
This is 2nd and 4, and Concordia will operate from the pistol. They lead it 31-0. Snap to Davis, looks to throw, wants to take a shot, does take a shot, receiver falls down, and there's a flag. It was Anderson in coverage on Grossman, and it looks like it's going to be against Anderson, a pass interference call, you would think. And indeed, it is pass interference. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line after the penalty.
The Luers 30-yard line is 1st and 10.
Blitz comes. Davis looks to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure. Now throws at the last second. And Speckard was there, but I don't think he timed his jump properly and could not make the catch. It's going to be 2nd down. Davis was trying to make sure that he didn't go running across that line of scrimmage. If he did, he would have had to have taken off and run to avoid any kind of illegal forward pass. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. We've got 2:59 to go in the game. To go in the first half. But Concordia hoping to punch it in on this drive, which could affect how things run in the second half just a little bit. The handoff is to Drew. We'll talk more about that later on, but there's Drew with another tough run. Refusing to go down. They finally get him down after a 5-yard gain. It took a whole host of Knights, or should I say a whole army of Knights, to bring him down. Score over at Northside is now 21-16. Northside leading Wayne. Blitz comes. Davis looks to throw, running out of time, buying some time. Going to try and take off and get what he can. I think he got it. And it looks like he did. Looks like they're marking it at the 16-yard line. That's plenty to move the chains. He needed to get to the 20. And Concordia has it in the red zone. Looks like the sun has gone down. Sunset was expected tonight here at about 7:55, I beg your pardon, which was 10 minutes ago. Actually, 11 minutes ago. It's now 8:06. As Davis will operate from the shotgun with Drew right behind him. Davis, he's made a couple of really solid runs with the football. An option play. The toss to Drew at just the last second. Drew muscling his way towards that first down marker, and he might have it again. Once again, Amir Drew not satisfied with anything less than a first down. He wants to keep this drive going. But now it's going to be 1st and goal, so there aren't going to be any first downs picked up on these next few plays unless there should happen to be a penalty against Luers, and it'll just depend on what that penalty is. But it's 1st and goal from the 5, and Concordia with a 31-0 lead. The handoff to Drew, and he is dropped behind the line. For a number of defenders in on that tackle, including Krishawn Menson. Mason Daring was in on that tackle as well. And Concordia gets backed up to the 10-yard line. A big play by the Luers defense. A defense that really has been put to the test for much of this game. Davis to throw. Goes to the corner, has a man, incomplete. Krishawn Menson had the coverage and knocked it away from Grossman. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 9. Luers will get the ball to start the second half. And it looks like we have a timeout on the field called by Concordia. And indeed we do. So while they take a timeout, we'll take one right along with them. 31-0. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
31-0, Concordia leads it. This is 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Concordia had scored on their first 5 possessions. This is their 6th possession of the game. They have forced Luers into 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a turnover on downs. Actually, in fact, the interception came on a 4th down. One of them did. Brandon Payne, his interception came on a 4th down. Here's Davis looking to throw. Goes to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Cam Johnson. And Davis put it right on time to him. And for Cam Johnson, that's his second touchdown of the game. The first was a rushing touchdown. He scored on a jet sweep earlier in the game. And this time scores on the touchdown pass from Davis. The extra point is good. 38-0. And so unless anything changes here in these next 47 seconds, there's going to be a running clock in the second half because Concordia has a lead of over 35 points. And if that's the case in the second half, the game goes into a running clock. That's 3 touchdown passes in this game for Brandon Davis. He did not have a touchdown pass in the only game he played so far. That was against Southside. And again, did not play in either of the last 2 games, but Davis having a good game so far tonight. And last year he went 12 for 16 against these Luers Knights in a 49-21 win. Luers came in hoping to avenge one of their losses from last year, but they're going to have a long hill to climb if they want to get that. That ball is loose. That's an onside kick, and Concordia's got it. Coming up with the recovery is James Rusher, the sophomore linebacker in there on the kickoff team, and Concordia will get another possession before the half comes to an end. And they will get that possession at Luers' 47-yard line. That's 2 onside kicks that Concordia has tried in this game. The first one was not successful. This one was. Here's Davis looking to throw. Going to take a shot downfield. Man is there. Diving effort. Is that intercepted? No, it's incomplete. It actually went through the hands of Scotty Van Landingham. Has 1 catch so far in this game, Van Landingham does.
Is incomplete.
Now that stops the clock with 39 seconds to go. As Concordia, at the very least, was trying to get downfield and move the football a little closer to the end zone. Right now, they're still out of field goal range. But this will be 2nd down and 10. Drew lines up right behind Davis. Pressure shown by the Knights. They will bring it, and Davis is met in the backfield. Drew is met in the backfield. That was Brendan Mitchell who got there first to get the tackle for loss. Concordia does have a couple of timeouts left. But right now the clock is still running, and who knows, they may be content to go into halftime with a 38-0 lead. You'd be more than content to go into halftime with a 38-0 lead. Right now, clock is not stopped. Doesn't look like it's going to. Concordia doesn't even have to run another play. There's a 10-second difference between play clock and game clock, and that will bring us to the end of the first half. 38-0, that is the score at halftime. It has been all Concordia since the opening kickoff, you might say, or since the opening drive of the game, rather. Concordia leading 38-0. We'll be right back after this break for a little recap here on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
We are at halftime. Right now it is Concordia leading 38-0 over Bishop Luers. It's going to be a running clock when we start the second half, a rule that was implemented, if I'm not mistaken, just a year ago in high school football in the state of Indiana, because Concordia has the 35-plus lead. 35-plus margin, that is, 38-0 at halftime. Well, Concordia scored on the opening drive. It was a third down run by Brandon Davis on 3rd and long to help get the first down that kept the drive alive. And then 2 plays later, Amir Drew punched it in. We'll actually show you a couple of the replays that allowed Concordia to punch it in. This was the first. This led to the touchdown, the pass to Scotty Van Landingham. This is Davis's first completion of the game. You can tell right away wanted to go downfield, and he had his man there. Did throw it a little bit behind him, but Van Landingham able to turn around, make the adjustment, and haul it in to set up the 1st and goal for Concordia. And then not too long after that, it was Amir Drew, who's had a heck of a night already in this game, taking it up the middle, taking it to the left side, and then taking it in for 6, and Concordia jumped out to the 7-0 lead on that touchdown by Amir Drew. He's got a couple of touchdowns in the game today, 2 of them, in fact. 2 touchdown passes for Brandon Davis. 3 touchdown passes, actually, for Brandon Davis. And actually, Drew has just 1 rushing touchdown, but he has done a heck of a job carrying the football and helping Concordia to this 38-0 lead. The defense for Concordia has continued to come up with several key plays. 2 interceptions in the game. They've been able to stop Luers on 2 4th downs. In fact, one of those 4th downs was where they got one of their interceptions. Braden Payne on the defensive side of the ball, he's been just about everywhere. Tackle for loss, an interception, a couple of pass breakups. He's done a great job in his defensive back position so far tonight. We'll go ahead and get a word in from one of our sponsors, Parkview Sports Medicine to be exact, here on SummitCitySports.com. They are one of our many sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do on SummitCitySports.com. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, which saves you time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. 38-0, Concordia with the lead over Luers. We got about 8 minutes left before halftime comes to an end, although the kids will get an extra 3 minutes to warm up as soon as the halftime clock runs out. And then we'll have the kickoff after those warm-ups are done. We'll be back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Did you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
We are at halftime, 38-0. Concordia with the lead over Bishop Luers. Less than 2 minutes before we get things started. Actually, they'll be coming out for warm-ups in just a matter of moments. Those warm-ups will take another 3 minutes before we get the second half started. But 38-0, Concordia with the lead. Luers will get the ball to start the second half. Concordia received the opening kickoff, and really from then on out have not looked back. Forced 3 turnovers by way of a couple interceptions and a turnover on downs, 2 interceptions to be exact. Brandon Davis with 3 touchdown passes. Amir Drew has rushed for a touchdown, and Cam Johnson has rushed for a touchdown on a jet sweep for Concordia. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. So Concordia with the 38-0 lead as we are getting closer to the start of the second half. And again, Luers will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll see if they keep the starters out there. It will be a running clock situation, as Concordia has the lead of over 35 points with the second half just about to start. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you.
Third quarter just about to start between the Concordia Cadets and the Bishop Luers Knights. Luers will get the ball to start the second half. Concordia leads it 38-0. It will be a running clock situation as soon as the ball is kicked off because of the 35-plus point lead for the Cadets. Nearest return man is up at the 20-yard line for Luers. And it's a deep kickoff, goes over the head of Krishawn Menson and in for the touchback. So this will come out to the 20-yard line.
Great kick by Cooper Harris. Touchback for the Knights.
Of course, Carson Clark started the game at quarterback. Concordia picked him off twice in the first half. We'll see if he's back out there. Nelson Kanapke is listed as the backup quarterback. He is a junior, but I think that's Clark still in the game. Nope, I think that actually is Kanapke, number 7. For Bishop Luers. And he'll hand this one off on first down. This is Ramon Anderson getting the call, and he goes backwards. Matt Gegline was in on the tackle. Isaiah Rusher was in on the tackle for Concordia. And again, with the running clock situation, we're now down to 11 minutes to play. It's going to be like that perhaps for the rest of the game unless Luers makes this interesting. Down 38-0. Luers was blown out by Homestead. Their only win of the season so far was against Wayne, and that was a barn burner. A screen to the near side. That's complete to Nick Thompson, and he gets out of bounds at about the 29. That's close to the first down. He needs to get to the 30 to get there, and he might have actually gotten there. And that is going to be a first down for Luers. They've moved the ball up to the 31-yard line. That would be enough for the first down. He needed to get to the 30 to get the first down. Apparently got that, plus a couple. Concordia shows a blitz. Short throw into traffic, and it's incomplete. There were a whole host of Concordia defenders in the area of where that ball was thrown. I think Vanderbosch was one of those defenders who was there. It's going to be second down and 10 after the incompletion. Luers doesn't have all the backups in. Ramon Anderson started this game at running back. He remains in, but Nelson Kanapke has come in to give Carson Clark a breather. And there's a good run by Anderson on second down and long. He gets it out across the 35-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the play. It looks like they're actually going to call it more of a 7-yard gain. So 3rd and 3 coming up for Luers. Luers has converted 2 fourth downs today, but later on those same drives, they came up short on 4th down, came up short on one of their 4th down conversions, then threw an interception on a later one. 3 down for Concordia. They show a blitz. They will bring it. Kanapke gets it away. Pass was behind the intended receiver. Was that caught? It was caught. Heck of a play by Thompson. How did he make that grab? That was a tough catch to make, no doubt about it. We'll take another look at it. A quick, brief look here at it on the Traction AP replay. Goes to him on the slant. Reached back with the left hand and then pulled it in. Used the right hand to help secure it. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 for Luers. They continue to move the ball here in the third quarter. And Kanapke looks to throw. Throws it off his back foot to the sideline. Has a man there. And it's dropped in. Krishawn Menson.
Pass received by number 20. Krishawn Menson. The ball is now
thrown brilliantly by Kanapke. Bit of a basket catch there by Menson. And Luers is inside the 35. A chance to make something happen late in this ball game. But the clock is running. Time is not on their side. They need to score quickly. Blitz by Concordia. They set up the screen to the far side. And trying to pick his way, I believe that was Thompson. Nope, check that. It's number 4, Johnny Sewell. And a short gain there on first down will make it 2nd down and 8. Just a 2-yard gain on the play. Look at what's going on in some of the other games in the area. Still tied at 7 over at Southside between Southside and Snyder. It's now 34-16. Northside leads Wayne. And Leo now leads New Haven 21-0. And when I last heard, Homestead was beating Dwenger by a score of 7-0. Homestead trying to make it 2 in a row over the Saints. That's a lateral right back to Menson. And Menson continues to fight after the contact. Johnson was the first to get to him, and Menson kept going forward. Might have gotten a yard out of that.
That was number 57, James Rusher.
Nope, he only got back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to make it 3rd and 8 for the Knights. 38-0, they trail Concordia. Bit of a low snap to Kanapke. He looks to throw, lofts it down the sideline. Man is there. It's Menson, but it's incomplete. He had to go out of bounds to try and make the grab and could not quite haul it in. And it's going to be 4th down, and undoubtedly you would think the Knights would be going for it here. This is 4th and 8. We are in a running clock situation. And it looks like we've got a timeout taken by Luers.
Timeout has been called by Bishop Luers.
So while they take a timeout, we'll take one right along with them here on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
This is 4th and 8 for Bishop Luers as we enter back into this broadcast. A little help from Toto singing Hold the Line. They're on the intercom there. Not that they're actually here. It's obviously just a pre-recorded song. Honestly, I don't even know if Toto is still touring together. Of course, that's the group that brought you songs like Africa and Rosanna. As Nelson Kanapke goes out of the shotgun, looks to throw off his back foot toward the end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Johnny Sewell, and he overthrew him just a little bit, but Concordia will take over on downs. Second time that Luers has turned the ball over on downs today. Both of these teams will have home games next week. Concordia is right back here hosting Northrop a week from tonight. I mentioned Jason Dorfler, the head coach at Northrop. He is a Concordia graduate, graduated from there in 2006. If I'm not mistaken, Tim Manigault, I believe, would have been on staff during that season. He was not the head coach back then. He's in his 11th year as head coach. But I believe he was on staff at that time, if I'm not mistaken. Davis will hand this one off to Drew, and Drew breaks a tackle, keeps going, pounds into a defender. How about Amir Drew? This kid has refused to go down on a number of occasions. He keeps on fighting. That's one of the things that this coaching staff certainly likes about him. And he adds 8 more yards to his impressive day. He does have a touchdown in this game, scored that back in the first quarter. Now going to be 2nd and 2. Some of the starters obviously still out there for Concordia. That is Davis still in at quarterback. And he looks to throw here on 2nd and 2. Throws it complete for the first down. That's Jace Parnan with the reception. Found a soft spot in that zone, and Parnan looked at first as though he was a little gimpy, but looks like he's going to try and stick this one out. Mason Daring made the tackle for Luers. And as we approach 2 minutes to go in the the third quarter, Concordia is now in Luers territory. Davis hands it off to Drew. He gets inside the 45. Another good run on first down. He picks up about 4.
Drew with the carry, a gain of 4 yards on the play, brings up 2nd and 6.
Undoubtedly, Concordia definitely content to let some time run off the clock here. And let about another 26 seconds or so run off before they snap the ball again. That's because that's how much time was on the play clock not long ago, but right now that play clock is down to 17. Brandon Davis was a backup for a couple of years to Jake Bird. Jake Bird had a very successful career as a quarterback here at Concordia. There's a little check down pass complete to Van Landingham, and he gets upended. Looked to be short of the first down. I believe that's Van Landingham's second catch of the game. His first set up a 1st and goal for the Cadets. And yes, it was a yard short of the first down. Going to be 3rd and 1 here on this next play for Concordia. Handoff goes to Drew, easily picks up the first down and then some. Gets it out across the 30-yard line, right to the 30 actually. And Concordia keeps the drive going. And this may well be the final play of this third quarter. The game clock is now down to 40 seconds. It's about 7 seconds differential between game clock and play clock. Right now the play clock is at 20, the game clock's at 27. So Concordia will have to run one more play at the very least. And here's the handoff to Drew again. And he's able to surge ahead, close to the first down marker. Needed to get to the 20 to get it, and it looks like he got it. Or maybe not. The officials are standing right on the 20. That would be enough for the first down, but we'll find out whether or not he got it when we come back to start the fourth quarter. 38-0. It has been all Concordia here at Zollner Stadium. You are watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It is the start of the fourth quarter here on SummitCitySports.com. 38-0, Concordia leads it, and it is indeed a first down for the Cadets as they set up at the 20-yard line. Looks like Eli Maddox is now in there at quarterback. He'll hand this one off. And a good gain there on first down. Got about 6 on the play, it looks like. I think that was Sam Hudson getting the carry. Hudson, I believe, is the backup running back for Concordia. He is indeed listed as the backup.
Landon Kaczynski on the carry.
Beg your pardon, it was Landon Kaczynski.
5-yard gain.
Not sure if that's any relation to Eric Kaczynski, who serves as the athletic director during these football games. Of course, Tim Manigal is the school's athletic director, but he is also the head coach of the football team. Bobbled snap, and Maddox is able to corral it.
A fumble and a recovery by Eli Max.
And Maddox had been starting the last 2 weeks in Brandon Davis's absence, and no doubt the starting experience has to be beneficial to him. Of course, the starting quarterback on the other side, Carson Clark for Luers, he got some starting experience last year, and he said in my times talking to him that starting experience was very beneficial to him. His head coach, Kyle Lindsey, would echo that. Here's Maddox looking to throw. He sets up the screen to the far side. Maddox makes a cut to the inside, that's Van Landingham with the catch. Maddox with the throw, of course, and Van Landingham gets a couple of yards on that catch and run. It's going to be 4th down for Concordia.
Van Landingham. Not enough for a first down.
We'll see if Concordia keeps the offense on the field or decides to go for it. Is that Van Landingham who's hobbling off? Yeah, he's definitely gimpy there. I thought earlier in the game he came up a little gimpy. This time he has to hobble off. And Concordia is going to keep the offense on the field, not going for any field goals here. If they were to kick from here, it'd be about a 29-yarder. Gutman made from that distance earlier. Here's Maddox to throw to the sideline, incomplete.
That pass was intended for number 4.
Who's looking for Tyler Grossman out in the flat, and Luers is going to take over.
On downs. Bishop Luers takes possession of the ball on the 14-yard line.
Ball's going to be marked to the 14-yard line after the turnover on downs. That was Concordia's first possession of this second half. After Luers had the ball until about the 4-minute mark. And Concordia will be right back home next week, taking on Northrop. And speaking of Northrop, when we last heard, they were down 38-12. That still is the case. And it looks like Nelson Knapke is back out there. And he'll hand this one off to Ramon Anderson. And Anderson gains about 3, maybe 4 on that play.
It was by number 1, Ramon Anderson, for a gain of
Southside and Snyder still tied, so that one's coming down to the wire. Last year when those teams got together, Snyder did not give up a single third down conversion, and they themselves converted on, I believe it was all but 2 of their third downs. But Southside able to get on the board against them this time around and keep it close. They are in the fourth quarter over there. Also got some good action going on from Northside. We'll tell you about that in just a minute. 38-0 Concordia with the lead. Knapke operating from the gun on second down. He'll hand it off to Anderson again. A cutback run by Anderson. Still on his feet. Gets a block from one of his receivers. Gets across the 30. That's plenty for the first down. And out to the 35-yard line. A good run by Anderson. Mention what's going on at Northside. Northside leads Wayne 35-16. They are still in the third quarter in that one. Landon Kaczynski, by the way, with a tackle. Hopefully we'll get an update soon on what's going on in the Dwenger-Homestead game. And when we last heard, that was with a score of 7-0. Homestead was leading. Snap to Knapke. He'll hand it off again, this time to Sir Hale. Oh, nice cutback by Hale. And gets it out to the 49-yard line.
Number 2, Sir Hale on the carry. Brought down by number 57, James Rusher.
James Rusher with the tackle for Concordia.
Good enough for a first down for the Knights. It is 1st and 10.
And Luers moves it up to the 49-yard line. Luers, they go home next week. They'll take on Northside, as unless Wayne can mount a comeback, Northside stands to go to 2-2 on the regular season, and that's a team that is more than capable of putting up quite a bit of points. And even though they got beat by Carroll last week, gave up 70-plus in that one, Northside was still able to put up, I believe it was 48 points in that particular game. I mean, not too often you can put up 48 points and then lose by multiple possessions. Whistles blow here. And that's a delay of game against the Knights.
Game called against the Knights.
Scores 21-8 over at New Haven. Leo with the lead over New Haven in that particular game. Off the right side they go. That's Hale again. And he gets it out to about the 46-yard line, still in Luers territory.
Brings up 2nd down.
So we have less than 6 minutes to go here.
For Bishop Luers.
This will be 2nd down and 13 after the run play. Coming up on 5 minutes left, the snap to Kanapke. He'll set up the screen to the far side. And the ball is out. I think Luers got it back, though. They did indeed, and there to fall on it was Jaden Hill.
There was a fumble on the field and a recovery by Bishop Luers.
And it'll stay with Luers. Actually got right back to the line of scrimmage, so no yardage lost, but no yardage gained either. Concordia has pitched one shutout already this year. That was against Southside. Here's Kanapke looking out into the flat, and that's a low throw. Going down to get it was Sewell, but did he make the grab? It was caught. Johnny Sewell, a diving effort. He gets about 4 on the play, but it's going to be 4th and 9, and Luers undoubtedly going to go for it here, down 38-0. With now 4 minutes to play in the game. Luers has not been shut out yet this season. Hoping that they can at least get into position to put some points on the board before this game gets done. Again, Concordia has already pitched a shutout against Southside. That was in week 1. Southside and Luers are not too far from each other. They're basically right down the road from each other. Here's Kanapke looking to throw. Goes for the screen. Has a man open. It's Menson. Trying to break free. He does from the first man, but not the second. Swung down by Matt Gegline. And Concordia will take over. The ball at the 48-yard line. Another turnover on downs forced by this Cadet defense, and you just can't say enough about the job that Concordia has done defensively tonight. Gotten good pressure on Carson Clark in the first half. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, they sacked him 2 or 3 times in the first half. Made things difficult for him with their pressure, and a lot of cases Concordia was putting just 3 down linemen, but they would bring some extra pressure and get some guys coming up the middle, force Carson Clark into some quick throws. Braden Payne has had a heck of a night defensively. Now I will say he's a candidate. Meanwhile, we had a penalty on Concordia there, so the drive will continue for Luers. I will say Braden Payne's a candidate for our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game. Not giving it to him yet, but I'd say he's a candidate, as is Amir Drew. Brandon Davis certainly a candidate with those 3 touchdown passes. And there's a negative run play forced by Concordia. Cooper Harrison on that tackle to help stop Ramon Anderson.
Number 1, Ramon Anderson on the carry for a short loss.
Inside 2 minutes to go, it's going to be 2nd and about 12 for Luers. As Luers, when all is said and done, will fall to 1-3. Concordia will improve to 2-2. They fake the handoff. Kanapke goes to the sideline. It's complete, and out of bounds goes number 26 for Luers. That's Nick Mickley. He's a senior wide receiver. And Brody Glenn is the leading receiver coming into this game for Bishop Luers. I don't believe he had a catch at all today or even was targeted. He's coming off back-to-back 100-yard games. Was listed to start on the depth chart as Kanapke looks to go downfield, then gets some pressure. Gets away from it initially, then floats it out, and a one-handed grab for the pick. Cam Vanderbosch.
Interception by Cam Vanderbosch. And Cadets take possession.
Pouring a little salt in the Knights' wounds.
Left on the clock in this game.
And Concordia, they'll bring the offense out there, but if anything, they'll probably just have the quarterback take a knee here, and that'll be it. The play clock is a non-factor at this point. I beg your pardon, the play clock is basically synced up with the game clock. Actually about a half second off, so Concordia really doesn't even need to run another play. And that'll be the end of it.
The score at the end of this game is Cadets.
The Concordia Cadets blank the Bishop Luers Knights 38-0. And a pick by Cam Vanderbosch to help seal it. One of 3 interceptions by Concordia in this game. And that Concordia defense played a great game. We'll go ahead and show you the pick on this Traction AP replay. Kanapke does a good job eluding the initial pressure and then just floats it up at the last second. And how about that one-handed grab by Vanderbosch with space at a premium along that sideline? By the way, give credit to Jaden Masili. He got the pressure on that last play, and Concordia gets the victory when all is said and done. 38-0 your final. Concordia goes to 2-2 on the season. Luers will fall to 1-3 on the season. Concordia is right back here at Zollner next week to host Northrop. Luers is right back at home next week to host Northside. And last we heard, they were winning over Wayne 35-16, I believe, was the score in that one. That game's still ongoing. This game is all said and done. Concordia wins at 38-0. And our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game, we had a number of candidates in this one. Amir Drew had a heck of a ball game, had a touchdown run. Brandon Davis was had 3 touchdown passes in the game. Had not thrown a touchdown pass before this game. But we're going to give the Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game award to Braden Payne. Braden Payne had perhaps the best defensive performance, although this Concordia defense did great as a whole pitching this shutout. But Payne had an interception, several great pass breakups, did a great job in pass coverage, and also had a tackle for loss in this game. So Braden Payne is our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game. That's going to do it from right here at Concordia Lutheran High School. My thanks to Athletic Director Tim Manigal, Assistant Athletic Director Eric Kaczynski for allowing us to come here and broadcast this game. My thanks to both coaches, Kyle Lindsay and Tim Manigal, for all the help they did as well. 38-0 Concordia with the win over Bishop Luers. For my cameraman Brandon Porter, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Zollner Stadium in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You've been watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We believe in sharing positive stories and are excited to set the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Basketball is such a reactionary sport, and we talk all the time about your first 3 steps are the most important: powering out, exploding, the things that they're teaching our kids with changing direction quicker, getting a stronger core. Those things have been very valuable for our athletes. Everything that Parkview Sports Medicine has done has been very applicable to what we do on the court. We're learning how to control our bodies, and that's something that I think our girls have really benefited from. Some of our girls who had some speed and quickness now are becoming more explosive.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.